Wow. Good morning, everyone. We'll begin the morning service of the Miroku Association headquarters, asking God and Meishu-sama for protection and permission to participate today in the divine plan of constructing a paradise on this earth. Let us pray together the Amatsu-Norito, Prayer of Heaven, followed by the Miroku Prayer. Please stand.
Amahara ni kamuzumarimasu. Amuro ni tamuro mino mikoto moshite. Sumerio ya kamu izana mino mikoto. Tsukushi no gimuga no tachihana no. Otono awangi hanani. Misogi arai tamo toki ni narimasu. 荒いどの狼たちもろもろのまごと積み汚れを払いたまえ清めたまえと直すことのよしを天つかみ国つかみ八百万の神たちともに雨の口駒の実に振りかけてぎこしめせとかしこみの間をす弥勒大神守りたまえ先まえたまえ弥勒大神守りたまえ先まえたまえ教えみよや主の神守りたまえ先まえたまえ教えみよや主の神守りたまえ先まえたまえこんながら魂入りますこんながら魂入ります Great God of light, creator and giver of all life, in accordance with your divine will, the long age of night draws to an end. Your radiant divine light, shining ever more brilliantly, awakens the dawn of the glorious age of light, the time long awaited by all humanity. We thank you for guiding us to your divine plan, and for the privilege of channeling and receiving Johrei. May our spirits and bodies be illuminated and purified, as we live your truth given to us by Meishu-sama. Make us pure and effective instruments of your divine light, so that we may serve you and all those with whom we come in contact. May paradise on earth be realized, with health, peace, and prosperity, a reality in our lives. Great God of light, bless and protect us. Radiate our souls with your divine light, so that we may truly become instruments of your great plan.
Please be seated. We will now receive group Johrei.
May God bless you.
Johrei is now concluded. We will now listen to a reading from Meishu-sama's teachings.
Time. A great turning point on earth is at hand. Open your eyes, see what is happening. See the world's actual state. Only those who can see the dawn of the new era have clear vision, through eyes to perceive the truth. God's great divine light, long awaited by humanity, has finally appeared, the power to save the world. We stand today at the turning point between the old order and the new, a major worldwide transitional period. Such a great change has never before been experienced by humanity. It is entirely unprecedented. God, the creator of the universe, the absolute being, has been worshipped by many races under many names. It is the final plan of God to establish an ideal world where truth, virtue, and beauty are manifested in perfect balance. This can be accomplished only when all the necessary conditions are fulfilled. This is why God has waited for the right time, and now is that time. It is urgent for humanity to realize this and to spiritually transform its inner self. God uses human beings to serve as instruments in accomplishing it. Now that the world is standing on the verge of this critical change, it is most important for all of us, in order to become a resident in the new world, to be worthy of surviving the transition period.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining the morning service, the Miroku Association headquarters. This morning I have this faith experience I would like to share with you. Is from Bruno José da Silva. He's from the Jabaquara Johrei Center in Brazil. Bruno is 36 years old and he has been a Johrei member for 9 years. In October 2019, he got a job. However, his adaptation was very difficult due to the incompatibility with managers and coworkers. He lived frustrated and sad in the work environment. In March 2020, due to the pandemic, he was laid off from the company, which caused a double feeling: relief for no longer being in that environment, and insecurity for being unemployed in a period of economic instability in which a job replacement would be very difficult. Since the Johrei Center was temporarily closed, he began to dedicate at home. He helped his mother with whatever was needed, gave her Johrei daily, did mitamamigaki, which is the cleaning dedication as a soap polishing, and read the divine writings. After a few months, the Johrei Center partially reopened and Bruno was able to return to face dedications. In October 2020, to his surprise, he got a new job where he feels very welcome. All his co-workers make him feel very free to ask if he has any questions, and that made him feel more relaxed to carry out his assignments. He believes that despite the economic crisis, sincere dedication and commitment to our basic practice of faith allowed him to create spiritual conditions to deserve a job placement in a more harmonious environment. Bruno is very thankful to God and Meishu-sama for this wonderful blessing, and he commits to continue passionately dedicating with the channeling of Johrei and in all the other practices of our faith. I also have another experience I want to share with you. This one is from Fatima Dende Wilson Sul. She's from the Caciquel Johrei Center in Angola. Fatima is a Johrei member and she gives service as a missionary. The experience of faith that she would like to share with us is related to the power of Johrei, reading the teachings, praying, and offering donations of gratitude. Last December, Fatima and her family were all affected at home by a great purification, malaria, typhoid fever, cough, angina, flu, and joint pains. Her home looked like a hospital. Nevertheless, she expressed her gratitude from the bottom of her heart with a special donation and began to channel Johrei along with prayers. She also did the reading of the teachings and consumed foods from our nature farming program. Thanks to God and Meishu-sama, after 2 weeks, all the problems experienced were resolved. Then, her neighbor had a stroke, paralyzing her right arm and slightly affected her leg. Fatima gave her Johrei one day, and the next day, when she got back there, the neighbor reported that she felt a big difference and that she had slept well. She continues to receive Johrei and is getting better every day. In another case, a young man who was very critical of our church became ill for almost 2 months with fever, malaria, headaches, and stomach aches, having undergone various treatments. He wasn't able to leave his home for anything. When Fatima realized what was going on, she went to his house, offered him Johrei, and on the third day of receiving the divine light, he was able to stand up and is feeling much better. A non-member who is a regular visitor of the Johrei Center was separated from her husband for many years due to a serious conflict, where there were accusations of witchcraft and even murdering promises. She was guided by Fatima to try our basic practices of our church, which she followed, and then she and her husband were able to make amends. They are together and happy, and Fatima is so grateful for being used as an instrument. Fatima learned that Johrei through Meishu-sama is the medicine of the 21st century. Fatima is very grateful to God, Messiah Meishu-sama, and her ancestors for the opportunity of being introduced to this wonderful path of salvation. Thank you very much for listening to these very beautiful faith experiences. I wish you a very wonderful day and wonderful weekend. Thank you.
This brings to a conclusion our morning service. Thank you everyone for joining us. We wish you a very blessed day.
Thank you very much.